So today, like last time, like all the classes actually, I'm using a blanket and 2 blocks for support. So if you like that, you know, I know you're at home, so anything else, I know you have lots of props, so whatever works. That's a really nice benefit of taking a class at home, right? So find your comfortable seated position, whatever that means to you. And as you sit there, let's rock side to side on our sits bones so we can get a little bit more rooted down into the earth. And then once you feel like you have a good connection, bring your focus to your tailbone, to the bottom of your spine, and start to sit up a little bit taller through every single vertebrae, drawing up through the heart, through the face even, through the crown of the head. And let's take a moment and turn our palms upward today so we can really focus on receiving some goodness from the universe. And maybe even close your eyes and let's have a moment of gratitude for this time and this space to practice together. Such a lovely gift here at home. Taking a few deep breaths in through the nose, sighing them all the way out through the mouth, allowing ourselves to really get settled on the mat. One more big breath in, sighing all the way out. Wonderful. Now, as you sit up tall, you can even take your gaze up to that third eye, reaching up a little taller, and maybe even wiggle those sits bones down just a tiny bit more to root down as we rise up. Okay, now let's bring our awareness to the very tip of our nose. Very, very tip of your nose. And just start to draw this tiny little circle with your nose. Kind of like your finger painting with the nose, right? Pick any color you like and draw this little circle and allow the circle to get a little bit bigger every time it goes around. And so as it gets a little bit bigger, it starts to make this spiral. Taking your time, maybe you want to start to lift your chin up towards the sky. Bring that down towards your chest as the circles get even bigger. Just exploring this space in front of your face and also in the back of your neck. Now, as the spiral gets even bigger, start to get a little bit dramatic about it. Like let your head lean back and maybe bring your ear over by your shoulder. Now the chin is really touching the chest, and then the other ear comes to the other shoulder. All right, one more circle all the way around and meet me with your chin at your chest. Take a deep breath here and sigh it out. Lick your lips, wiggle out your face. Give your shoulders a little wiggle. Beautiful. Now, still with that chin at the chest, we're going to trace these circles back in the opposite direction. So start to go the other way, bringing that ear towards the chest and sliding that head around the back, and then the other ear over to the other shoulder. And just trace that spiral all the way back in the reverse direction. Noticing any little differences along the way, not anything better or worse, just little differences, and how can you breathe into them or lean into them or back away from them to help them feel better. Drawing every spiral back, so slowly bring yourself back to those smaller circles. And then gently back to the very tip of your nose, still sitting up nice and tall, coming right back to the tip of our nose. Beautiful. Take another breath in. Sigh it all the way out. Nice. Gently bringing those hands together at prayer at our hearts. Slowly pushing the hands together, lifting them all the way up. Gently lift your gaze. Let the arms rise all the way up. Release and wiggle out the fingers. Let your shoulders slide down your back. Give them a little wiggle. Nice. Take another breath, and as you exhale, let the hands come down to the earth. We're going to walk our hands forward, taking a gentle forward fold. And just plant your hands on the ground when you get to a space that feels good for you and start to sway side to side. Lick your lips, nod your head yes and no. And as you push into the ground with your hands, push your sits bones back down into the earth a little bit further. Okay, now we're going to come up onto our tippy fingers, the very tips of our fingers, still reaching forward, right? I'm just going to scoot back a little bit here so that you can see me better. Still in the tips of our fingers, reaching forward, coming up in this half lift. Walk yourself over to the left side. Take a big inhale, half lift, come up even higher. Then we're going to exhale, and we're going to walk ourselves down on this side. Get a little side body stretch here. And again, as you plant those fingers down, you can root this right hip back into the ground a little bit further. And if you want to get into the side stretch a little bit more, lift that right hand and reach it across the left, allowing the left ear to rest on that left shoulder. Take a few breaths here, sighing them all the way out. Wonderful. Coming back up on those tippy fingers, bring that right hand back on the other side of the left, and we're going to walk ourselves through center all the way over to the other side. Just walk those hands over, and then when you get to that other side, inhale, lift up. Exhale, melt down, walking those hands down, reaching as far as you like, but not too far that you can't push away from the ground to get those sits bones reconnected, right? And then once you have that connection made again, lift that left hand up and reach it across the right. Get a little bit further into that side body stretch. Maybe even allow that right ear to come down by the right shoulder. And enjoy 3 breaths on this side. Make any little adjustments so that it feels better to your body on this side in this moment. Nice. After that 3rd breath, come back up onto those tippy fingers. Walk yourself back to the center. Then walk your hands back to your body. And give yourself a gentle lean back. Bring the hands to the knees. And we're going to help those knees come together. Bring your feet up. Flex your feet. And then bring your hands up and flex your hands, flexing the hands and the feet. Do some wrist and ankle circles. Good job. Okay, now bring the knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around them. Give yourself a really big hug. Nice. Thank you for showing up. What a great gift to give yourself this afternoon. Now, we're going to put our legs back down, and we're going to do it the opposite way, right? So if you were cross-legged with the right leg in front, now sit cross-legged with the left leg in front. We're going to balance out all of our movements today on all of the sides and all of the ways. And I think I was that way. Okay. See, and you sometimes forget what side you're on, but we'll balance it all out. Beautiful. So again, now that you're in a comfortable seated position, rock side to side on this non-dominant side and reconnect those sits bones. Inhale, bring the arms out to the side this time, reaching them all the way up. Lift the gaze up, take a big breath. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to the sides. Let the fingertips touch the earth. Sparkle the fingers. Reach out as far as you can on both sides. Lift up through the heart. Take a breath here. Sigh it out. Wiggle those shoulders away from the ears. Good job. Inhale, sweep back up. Big breath in, all the way up. Exhale, we're going to let the hands sweep down. And this time they're going to come all the way down behind our backs. Interlacing those fingers, drawing the shoulder blades together, lifting up through your heart. Enjoy 3 breaths here. Really focusing on opening up in the front of the chest, the shoulders, and that entire heart space in between. Drawing in that fresh, clean air, energy, and thoughts with every inhale, and always releasing anything stale with every exhale. Your next exhale, release those hands. Bring them back to the sides. Still on our tippy fingers, right? Reaching out as far as we can on the sides. Give the shoulders a little wiggle. Okay, 1 ginormous sun breath coming up. Inhale all the way up, up, up. Exhale, bring the hands together at prayer and draw them down to the heart. Bring your hands to your heart and bow your head into this heart space. Taking a moment, setting an intention for our practice today. Collectively, we're going to work on moving with our breath, finding our flow, and releasing anything that doesn't serve us along the way, which always makes so much more space for the blessings that we are calling in to grow. Beautiful. Take another breath, pushing those hands together, really keeping that mudra tight. Reach them all the way up, up, up. Exhale, release the hands. I'm going to forward fold. Bring the hands down to the ground and walk yourself forward. Only go as far as you like, especially on this other side that we normally don't fold in, right? Take a few moments here, make any adjustments. And if you like, push your hands into the ground so you can really push back on those sits bones and reconnect them to the earth. Perhaps swaying side to side, nodding your head. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. See if you can unclench your jaw. All right, bring the gaze forward. Walk the hands back to your body. Nice. Sitting up tall, inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up, up, up. Exhale, turn and twist to the left. Plant that left hand down in front of you, and you choose. Do you like to reach the right hand out in front, or do you want to reach it over to that left knee so you can just twist yourself a little bit more to that side? Now we're going to take 3 breaths here. So as you're twisting, look over that left shoulder. Really focus on twisting from the top of the torso and keeping the hip points facing forward. Beautiful. So now we're going to take another breath. We're going to keep the body exactly how it is, except we're going to turn our gaze towards the front. Slowly turn your head towards the front and then go all the way to the right. All the way to the right. You can even look out the corner of the right eye, reaching not only with the head, but with the gaze a little bit further. Enjoying a few breaths here in your twist. Okay, 1 more breath. As you exhale, gently bring your gaze to the center and slowly unwind the shoulders. Coming back to center. Give the shoulders a little wiggle. And let's squeeze them up to the ears. Squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let them drop down. And then squeeze them back up. Shoulders and ears touching together, together, together. Exhale, drop back down. Good job. Now bring the hands out to the sides again. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way back up. Sparkle the fingers up at the top and see if you can drop the shoulders away from the ears. Great. And then we're going to turn and we're going to twist to the other side. So twisting to the right, planting that right hand down behind you, and maybe choosing the same thing you did on the other side since we're trying to balance everything out. So if you reached forward last time, reach forward this time. If you reach for that knee, go for the knee. And then we're going to slowly look over that right shoulder, look all the way over to your right. Enjoying 3 breaths here. See if you can inhale and lift that heart up just a little bit every time you inhale. And then as you exhale, see if you can deepen the twist a little bit. Or not. Or not's always an option. Nice. One more breath. Okay, staying exactly how you are in this twist, we're going to slowly turn the head, the gaze to the front. Beautiful. And then keep going and look over that left shoulder all the way to the left. And we're going to enjoy 3 more breaths on this side, looking in the opposite direction. Maybe you want to look a little further out the corner of the eye. Beautiful. One more breath, gently bringing the gaze back to the front, slowly unwinding those shoulders. Give them a little wiggle. And again, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale, let them drop down. And let's bring our hands to our knees. Just do a few breaths where we're just kind of releasing the shoulders. This is a really nice Ayurvedic breath. Actually, you can get really wound up with this breath. It's a big breath in, and as you drop the shoulders, you exhale. So it's like it's a kriya is what it really is. So it's like you kind of rock side to side. And as you drop the shoulders, you're exhaling. So big breaths in. Nice winter kriya. All right, and then just another wiggle. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. Exhale, the hands are going to come down behind the back, interlacing the fingers the non-dominant way. Draw those shoulder blades together, lifting up through the heart and really pulling down through the hands. Those fists back there can be pulling down, which helps the heart lift up. If your shoulders don't like this, you could just be touching your lower back and drawing like your elbows together behind your back. It's what works for you today. And some days the same things don't work as others, right? So figure out what works good for you and do that. And then when you're done, release the hands, bring them back to the knees, wiggle out the shoulders. Okay, now we're going to lean back again, one hand to each knee, draw those knees together, extend the legs out, and point and flex the feet. And then extend the arms out, point and flex. Beautiful. Let the legs come down to the ground in your staff pose. Adjust whatever needs to be adjusted along the way. And then once you get there, anchor those heels down into the ground and draw the toes back towards your body. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Reaching up, up, up. We're going to exhale, look down, and then let the hands come down and walk yourself forward. Where do you want to stop? Do you want to stay here and keep reaching forward and keeping the heart lifted? Or do you like to keep going a little bit further and melt your heart down? Maybe even bringing the nose towards the knee. Some people also like to take that block and extend their reach. You can really get into the back of the legs this way if you choose. I definitely like to add that side-to-side sway, nodding my head yes and no. Lick your lips, wiggle out your jaw. All these little micro adjustments will help to release that stagnant energy that we don't even realize sometimes that we're holding on to. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Stay here for one more breath. Awesome. Lifting the gaze, walking the hands back up. Coming back up, we're going to slide over into our tabletop. So if you like to just bring your legs around to the side and then tuck the knees underneath. Find that table. And as you get there, let's start today. Usually in your table, you tuck your toes, but we're going to start with our feet flat. And we're going to give them some pity patties. Like tapping your shoelaces on the ground. And then make a few raspberries. Do you remember raspberries from when you were a kid? So it's lick your lips, wiggle out your face, big breath in, raspberry out. Nice. Now take the feet over to the left side. And as you do, look over your left shoulder and just find those feet. Maybe even lean into the right side a little bit more in that side body stretch. Then we're going to go through center, inhale through center. Feet are going to go through center and over to the right. You're going to slowly take your gaze over the right shoulder. Find those feet. Nice. Come on back to center. Tuck the toes. Take a breath. Find your table. Nice. Big breath in. Sigh it out. Beautiful. With those toes tucked, we're going to take another breath in, and we're going to slowly lift the knees off the ground just a few inches. Nice solid foundation here with the hands. Fingers are splayed, wide but not too far apart. Engaging the core, squeezing those glutes. And then take another breath, and we're going to lift the hips all the way up. Come up into your downward dog. Pedal out the dog, first one of the day. Looking back between the feet, nod your head. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. All right, let's really finesse this dog. So get nice and firm on those hands, pushing away from the ground. Sinking down, letting your heart melt down towards the ground. Draw your shoulder blades up onto your back. And then we're going to take a breath. We're going to come up onto the balls of our feet, maybe even closer to your tiptoes. Lifting those hips up, melting down into your V. Take a deep breath in and sigh it all the way out. Beautiful. One more breath, just like this. And as you exhale, slowly drop those heels down towards the ground. Maybe even lift those toes up. Maybe not, right? Or not's always an option. Okay, now come back into the feet, and we're going to gently pedal out the knees. Okay, slowly taking a vinyasa together. Find that downward dog. And when you're ready, look forward. Inhale, slide forward. Slide over through those shoulders. Now wrists are under your elbows, under your shoulders. And then when you're ready, you can put your knees down. Boop. Up high, kitty cat. And you could slide that chest down. We're going to slowly come down and take a little baby back bend. Bring those hands so that they're right under your shoulders and tuck your shoelaces down. So we're going to really zip those legs up. Inhale, come on up, baby back bend. Exhale, come back down. And let's actually bring the hands out a little wider. So bring them off of your mat this time. Still squeezing those legs together. Inhale, come back up in your back bend. Exhale back down. And you can make this as big or as little as feels good to you. We're just getting started. Now bring the hands back in under the shoulders. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. And we're going to do one more with the hands wide. So fingers back, splayed out to the sides of the mat. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. Beautiful. Hands back under shoulders, tuck the toes. We're going to slide through our plank, maybe through your table, you choose. We're going to go back up to that downward dog. completing the vinyasa. Pedal out the legs. Nod your head yes and no. Nice. Now we're going to gently step our right foot through in for a lunge. So you could bring that knee into chest and then drop that foot down. However you get to your lunge. And then we're actually going to go for a low lunge to start. So drop the back knee down onto your blanket or whatever padding you like there. Beautiful. Now take one hand to one hip, one hand to the other hip, and lift yourself up. Finding that lunge. Good job. Okay, adjust whatever needs to be adjusted. And let's look down and do a knee check, okay? Because we don't want our knee forward like this. We don't want it back like that. So nice straight knee here. And when you look down, you can see your big toe, right? We're looking right past that knee. I wish I had a little camera. I could show you exactly what to look at, but I know you know what to see, what to look for. Okay, great. And now again, let's untuck that back foot. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep those arms forward and up. Exhale, dropping the shoulders down, finding your low lunge. Take a breath here. Maybe even wiggle the shoulders a little bit. Finesse your lunge a little bit. Beautiful. Take another breath and bring the arms into cactus. Opening up through the heart a little bit further, sparkling those fingers. We're going to slide the hands all the way down behind our backs. Interlace those fingers, lifting up through the heart. Take a breath, sigh it out. Beautiful. One more. Nice. Now release the hands. We're going to frame our foot with your hands. You could also choose at this point if you like to frame your foot with the blocks. I'm actually going to choose the blocks, so I don't have to reach so far with my arms. So now that we are here, low lunge with our feet, framing our foot, we're going to find a straight leg. For me, the easiest way to do that is to inch my foot forward. Inch it forward, inch it forward, inch it forward. There's that straight leg. And anchor down in your heel. Draw those toes back towards the body, just like we did in staff pose. But now I'm just going to move this so you can see as you anchor down, the more you anchor down, the more you're going to feel this going all the way up. Take a breath here, reaching forward, heart lifted. Good job. Now bring that foot back to the ground. Scoot your block out of the way. Left hand's going to come by that right foot. We're going to find a low lunge with a twist. So you can let this left hip drop down, reaching up, stacking those shoulders on top of each other. Sparkle your finger all the way up, up, up. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to reach that arm all the way back. And you could let it touch your lower back. Yogi's choice if you like. You could even reach for that foot back there. It just depends on how your body feels today. Beautiful. If you grab that foot, release it. Take a breath with your hand on the small of your back. And see if you could look over that right shoulder a little bit further. Getting a little bit further into your twist. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep that arm back up, around, and down to frame the foot. Nice. So we're going to tuck that back foot, lift the back knee, and slowly bring those hips back up. And now when you get here, gently bring that back foot forward at the top of the mat. So you could give yourself just like a little bend in that back knee and bring the leg forward. Meeting in forward fold. Stay here for a few breaths. You can sway side to side, maybe hang on to opposite elbows as you do. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Really allow yourself to release the back of this neck. You can look back between your legs at whatever's behind you. Nod your head, yes, 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 no, no, no. Lick your lips, wiggle out your face. Unclench your jaw. All right, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Now we're going to come back into that half lift. And I'm just turning this way so that you can see better. We're coming back into that half lift, maybe even scoot the blanket out of the way for now. And we want to find our supported half lift with the blocks on the tallest setting in front of the feet. So however wide your feet are is how wide the blocks are going to be. Perfect. This is probably a better way to see. Okay, great. And as you sit here, let's really get into that flat back. Stick your butt out. Yep, take a breath. Okay, take another breath. And as you exhale, bend into your left knee. And like slide over to the side. Let your hips come over. And then we're going to inhale and think about going up through center, like making that nice little rainbow shape with our butt. And then we're going to bend that right knee and we're going to slide over to the right. Nice, slow, moving with our breath. Part of our intention, exhaling over to the other side, bending into that knee. If this feels really good to you, you could maybe even toggle your feet a little bit wider and bend into that knee a little bit further. Or not. It's always an option. Just exploring the hips, that lower back. Maybe you've done enough with the blocks and you want to bring your hands down to the ground. I would still try to keep them in the center at this point instead of, like some people might, do this. But let's stay in the center so we can really focus on the hips going to the sides. And releasing that lower back with that sway side to side. Okay, one more on each side. And if you haven't already, tippy-toe your legs a little bit wider apart and find yourself in this wide-legged forward fold. Relax here for a few moments. Nod your head yes and no. Wiggle out your face. Maybe now you even want to take your hands and run your fingers down the back of your neck so you can get your fingertips right into the base of your skull and then support your head as it relaxes down. Drawing in fresh, clean air, clean energy, and clean thoughts with every inhale. Still releasing anything stale with every exhale. Stale air, stale energy, stale thoughts. Nice. If your hands are on the head or on your elbows, relax them back down to the ground. Coming back up, inhale, half lift. We're going to take one block with us this time. Plant it right under your face and make a fist with your right hand. Find your right hand on that block and come up in your half lift. Taking a big breath in. Inhale, lift that left arm up and find a twist. Now, as you're twisting, you might have noticed that your hips maybe went to the left a little bit. So see if you can get them to go to the right a little bit while you're still stacking those shoulders on top. Perhaps taking the gaze up to the top or the bottom. Where does it feel the best on your neck? Beautiful. Take another breath as you exhale. We're going to switch hands. So let that left hand swing down, become a fist, replace the right on the block, and then inhale that right arm all the way up to the top. Again, maybe the right hip, try to come along for the ride. See if you can center those hips while still stacking the shoulders. And then decide where you want your gaze to go. Beautiful. Take a breath as you exhale. Right hand's going to swim down, replace the left. We're going back to the first side. Maybe reach a little further across the side if you like, maybe not. One more breath as you exhale. We're going to switch again. Left hand swims down, plants on the block. Right hand swims up. Good job. Beautiful. Relax that right hand down and come back into your forward fold. Maybe you want to put your head on that block. Maybe you want to scoot the block out of the way. You choose. Beautiful. And then as we relax down, bend into your knees just a little bit. Give them a gentle bend. And inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and around, interlacing those fingers, drawing your shoulder blades together. Enjoy a few breaths here, nodding the head yes and no. Maybe you want to reach the fists forward, maybe not. All right, one more breath. Bring the hands to the small of your back. Just let them rest there for a moment. Wiggle out the shoulders. Beautiful. Now we're going to slowly let the hands slide down your legs, going all the way down to the ground. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we're going to fold and sort of take your blocks and slide them over to the left on the way. Beautiful. Take a breath here, nod the head, yes, 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 no, no, no. Then we're going to come back up onto our tippy fingers. Walk your hands over the left. Turn and pivot your whole body to the left. So now we have the left foot forward, right foot back, and drop your back knee down. We're going to find that lunge now on the other side. Okay, so right hand to right hip, left hand to left hip. Okay, and now it's not always perfect. So as I'm here with my knee down, getting ready for this lunge, I'm realizing I would like my blanket again. So if you feel the same way, grab your blanket and tuck it under your knee, because we have a little bit of work to do on this side. So give yourself some support. Maybe your blanket is still there. But okay, so whatever works, right? Find that low lunge. Make sure that when you look down, you see that big toe past the left knee. And when you're ready, swim the arms all the way up. Low lunge on the other side. Beautiful. Drop the shoulders down. Tuck that back foot. That will help your balance. Squeezing the legs together in the center. Take a breath. Sigh it out. Allow the shoulders to slide down the back, lifting up through the heart a little further. Beautiful. Take another breath, and as you exhale, we're going to come out into those cactus arms, drawing those shoulder blades together, lifting up through the heart, sparkling the fingers. Nice. On your next exhale, slide the arms all the way through, down behind your back. And this time we're going to interlace our fingers the non-dominant way, right? Because we did it the dominant way on the other side, so this time the non-dominant way. Draw everything together, lifting up, 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 and really pull those fists back to help lift up the heart in the front. Wonderful. Next exhale, release the hands. Wiggle out the shoulders. Nice. We're going to bring the hands down to frame the foot. Still with those blocks. This is a great place to use them, framing the foot. We're going to slide the hips back so we can straighten that front leg. Inch it forward, inch it forward. Then when it gets straight or something like it, draw those toes back as you anchor your heels down into the ground. Lifting up through the heart. Take a breath here. And you choose, do you want to stay with your heart lifted? Do you want to reach forward as you melt down? Perhaps bringing your nose towards your knee. Or not. You could even walk your blocks a little forward if you want to get further into that fold. How else would you like to finesse this pose? Nice. Lifting the gaze. Those blocks are extended out. Bring them back under. I'm going to drop the foot back down to the ground. Actually scoot that right block out of the way so you can place your right hand by your left foot. We're going to go for the lunge with a twist on the other side. So maybe even drop that right hip down a little bit so you can swim that left arm all the way up. I'm going to do it from the side so that you can see it from the front this time, because I think we did that last time too, right? Boop, boop. Yeah, so then you can see the other view. But so hands planted, arm is lifted, shoulders are stacked. And if you like, big breath in, exhale, arm's going to sweep down, maybe touch your lower back. Maybe you're reaching for the foot. If you reach for the foot, it's a nice way to help those hips slide even further forward. You could also look over that left shoulder, looking out the corner of that eye, furthering your reach. or not. If you want to release the foot, just gently let that hand relax down on your small of your back. Beautiful. Take another breath. We're going to inhale, sweep that arm all the way back up and around. Come back to frame that foot. Good job. Tucking the back toe. Lift that knee and allow that front leg to slide gently through into downward dog. Pedal out your dog. Nod your head. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Beautiful. Let's take another gentle vinyasa. Inhaling forward into plank. Exhaling knees, chest, and chin. Maybe chaturanga. Let's come all the way down to the ground. Just take a moment here. Bringing those hands right under the shoulders. Visiting those beautiful back bends again. Shoelaces down. Legs are zipped up. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, melt down. Hands come out to the sides on the tippy fingers, fingers splayed wide. Inhale back up. Go only as far as you like. How much does your back feel like bending? It's totally up to you. Hands back under the shoulders, pushing away from the ground, arching yourself back up. Come on, back down. Fingers back out to the sides. Make sure those legs stay nice and zipped. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. Beautiful. Now let's take a breath and we're going to relax with our palms facing down towards the ground. Rest your forehead on your palms. Wiggle your shoulders and sway your hips side to side so that you reconnect yourself with the mat. And we're going to bend our knees and bring those feet towards your butt. Point and flex the toes. Do some ankle circles. And when you feel ready, sway your feet side to side. Little gentle windshield wipers. Still a nice release for that lower back. You decide how far to the side. Do your feet sway? Do you want to do some figure eights? Let the feet circle around. If you're doing the figure eights, make sure that you're circling in both directions. Good job. Now take a breath, and we're going to bring our feet back towards our butt again. And this time, lifting up, little baby back bend. Release the hands and let them swim all the way around towards your feet. Maybe you want to grab your feet. Maybe you like to grab your ankles. Some people like to grab their pant legs. Some people don't want to do any of that, and they can just bring their feet together behind their back. And you could bring your hands together behind your back, or you could rest your hands on your lower back. We're just looking for this more opening in the front. So perhaps find a baby bow or your version of whatever that is. Take a few breaths. One more. Good job. Release the hands. Bring those feet back to the ground. Swim the hands back so that they're under your shoulders. We're going to slowly tuck our toes and gently push yourself back up, but come through that back bend, lifting the hips, coming up onto the knees. We're going to slide into a wide-legged child's pose. So perhaps you want to adjust your blanket or anything else that's nearby and bring those knees on the edges of the mat. As you bring your toes together in the center, just gently melt the hips down. Walk your hands forward. Take a few breaths here. You could stack those palms again if you liked that and rest your forehead on those hands. Some people like to stack their fists so their forehead's not so far down. Some people like to bring their chin down to the mat. You choose what feels good to you. As you relax down in this wide-legged child's pose, let's visit that intention again that we set at the beginning of practice. Visiting it a few times along our way. Really help remind ourselves what we're working on, what calls us to our practice again and again. Okay, gently lifting the gaze, bringing the hands back under the body, nice and slowly walking them back under, coming back up. Gently come onto one hip, whatever side, doesn't matter, because we're just going to bring the legs out in front of us. And we're going to allow ourselves to relax down. So bring your tailbone onto your blanket. And actually, let's visit our friend. You know, I love to visit the boat before we come down. So get nice and firm on your tailbone and bring those knees into your chest. And lift up tall through your heart. Wrap your fingers together and just pull your knees in. Take a breath here. Beautiful. You can even visit that winter Kriya, that warm-up Kriya with the shoulders as you squeeze the knees in. Just getting ourselves fully warm before we relax down. And it's a really nice release for those shoulders. Then when you're ready, we're going to bring our hands back under our thighs for little hammocks. Lean back a little bit further. Point your toes. Maybe see if you can get them parallel to the ground or something like it. And then while we're here, let's bring those elbows up and out so we can really lift that chest up. That feels so much better. Beautiful. Now inhale and bring the right leg up. And then we're going to switch sides. Lifting up nice and tall. Squeezing in at the center. Strong, firm shoulders. Lifting that entire heart space. Maybe you want to do both legs at a time. Maybe you want to release the hands, the hammocks. You could lift them up. What feels good to you? Yogi's choice, right? Point and flex, point and flex. Ooh. All right. Bring the feet down to the ground. Tap the toes. Bring one forearm down and then the other. Keep tapping those toes. Okay. Now bring the feet flat and scoot your butt a little bit further down. Bring one shoulder down and then meet it with the other. Nice. Now that we're down to the ground, let your feet slide out to the edges of the mat. Knees into the center. Lift up both shoulders and set them back down and extend your arms out to the sides with the palms up. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to let the knees drop over to the left and slowly take your gaze to the right. Nice. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, knees go to the right, gaze comes to the left. Start to gently go side to side and move at your pace with your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling over, sinking down into the support of the earth. Just releasing any tension you might be holding in those hips or in the back of the neck. Okay, one more on each side. And come on back up to center. And slowly inhale one knee into your chest and then the other. Wrap your arms around them. Give yourself a really big hug. Thank yourself for showing up. I thank all of you for showing up and practicing with me virtually today. And anyone else who gets to enjoy this later on YouTube. What a great gift to save these and use them again and again. Rocking around, bring those hands to the knees and really start to give yourself some big knee circles. So you can still release that lower back even more. Maybe cross one foot over the other. What other adjustments could be helpful for you? All right, and then let's go in the other direction. Of course, still balancing everything out. You cross the other foot, circle the other way, explore on this other side. All right, one more big circle. Knees into chest, give yourself a hug. Tuck the nose into the knees. Exhale, relax down. Extend the legs up. Point and flex your feet. Extend your hands up. Point and flex your hands. Wonderful. Now we're going to gently bring those feet, well, we're going to cross our legs and we're going to bring our feet down towards our hips. You could reach your hands forward and just help them come a little closer. So just one knee over the other, getting a little bit further stretch in the side of the hips here. Pull those legs in only as close as you like them to go. You could wiggle the shoulders into the ground a little further. All right, one more breath here. Gently release the legs. Let the feet swim back up to the sky. Point and flex the hands and the feet. Maybe some more ankle and wrist circles to give those joints some love. And now we're going to cross the other knee over. So just do your opposite knee over and then bend those knees and help those legs come back in, hanging on to your feet again. Maybe like we did before with the pant legs. Is it the feet, the ankle, the pant leg? You choose. Just pull those feet a little bit closer down towards your hips. Opening up on this side. If we were doing this upright, it would be fire log pose. But sometimes that puts too much pressure on the hips, right? So if you do it in the supine position, it's a little bit more accessible, a little bit more enjoyable, that's for sure. Wiggling the hips down, just allowing ourselves to ground down. Beautiful. When you're ready, release the hands. Slowly let the legs come back up. Unwinding one last time. Bring the hands up to the sky. Point and flex the hands and the feet. Some wrist and ankle circles. All right, bend the knees. Bring them back into your chest. Give yourself another beautiful hug, rocking side to side. And as we get ready to relax down, you decide if there's any final poses you would like to visit on your way down. This is your practice, so customize it accordingly. And then as you relax those legs down, gently, slowly, let one extend long on the mat, and then the other. Lift up one hip and wiggle it down, and lift up the other hip and wiggle it down. Same thing with those shoulders. Lift it up and then relax it down. Find your connection to the earth. We'll take one final full body stretch before we relax all the way down. Inhale those arms long up over your head. Point the fingers, the toes, bring those feet in together. And when you're really, as long as you think you can get, take those fingers, interlace them, push the palms away from the body. We're going to push our head into the ground and arch our ribs off of the ground. 3 breaths in this stretch. Sighing them all the way out. Last breath. As you exhale, release your stretch. Release those fingers. Swim the arms down to the sides. Maybe one hand comes to your heart and one hand comes to your belly. Maybe you lift the shoulders and set them back down. Do you want to stay here? Do you want to bring your feet together in Shavasana in a lotus pose? Some people like to open up in Shavasana into a 5-pointed star. Take up some space in whichever way you choose today. And then allow yourself to relax down, visiting that intention one more time. Reminding ourselves why we visit our mats. How it helps us find that calm within the chaos all around us. Just a few breaths. All right, take another big breath in. Sigh it all the way out. Wherever you are, slowly bring those knees back up into your chest. Do it like you are in the slowest motion that you can make. When you get your knees up there, wrap one arm around them. Then the other arm around them, draw them into your chest. Give yourself another beautiful hug. Rock around on that lower back. Lick your lips, wiggle out your face. Turn your head side to side. Nice. Now you choose, do you want to rock side to side? You could pick your favorite side and take a few breaths there. While you gently bring yourself back to life, you could also cross one foot over the other, bring those hands back under for hammocks. And you could rock yourself front to back. If you do this, take a few rocks front to back. Just give yourself a little playtime on your way back to the rest of your day. And then slowly come on back to that favorite comfortable seated position, whatever that means to you. Rocking side to side, finding those sits bones. Maybe you want to cross your legs in the opposite direction so you can really end on that non-dominant note, really balancing things out from beginning to end, which is what I always strive to do. Sometimes I might be on the wrong side, but you'll feel it. You'll feel which one is where you should be now. All right, sitting up nice and tall, drawing up through the spine. Take a breath and bring those palms back up to receive a little bit more goodness. Closing the eyes, lifting up through the heart. Enjoying a few collective breaths together to end our practice today. Bring the fingers to the mat, sparkling our reach out to the side as far as we can. Inhale, lifting the arms all the way up. Enjoying some sun breaths together. Bring those hands together at prayer. Draw them through center. Inhale back to the side. Reaching all the way up, up, up. Exhale back down. One more ginormous breath, filling up with fresh, clean air, energy, and thoughts. Exhaling those hands together at prayer, drawing all the goodness we cultivated here today right down into our hearts. Take a moment here with your hands together in this beautiful mudra, pushing the fingertips, the palms, the thumbs together, bowing our heads into our hearts, reminding our brains that it is okay for them to surrender to the intelligence of our hearts. Wonderful. Visit your intention one more time so you can take it with you for the rest of your day, your week, your month, whatever that intention is set for. Thank you again for visiting me here on your virtual mat. I appreciate you so much. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.